Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshwara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shri Gurave Namaha. Shri Swami Samarth Maharaj Ki Jai. Shri Gurudev Datta, Shri Trimbakeshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Ganga Godavari Mata Ki Jai. Satguru Param Puja Moridada Ki Jai. Shri Swami Samarth Guru Mauli Ki Jai. Hi, thanks for coming today. So let's go ahead and start off in Adho Mukha Svanasana, downward facing dog pose. So take the hands forward, spread the fingers, press down all the knuckles, press down the fingers, and stretch back from the hands. Keep the abdomen lifting towards the spine. The frontal thighs lifting towards the abdomen. The trapezius muscles lifting towards the buttocks. And then bend the knees, come down, take the toes together, knees apart, sit on the heels, stretch forward, Adho Mukha Virasana. And then walk the hands back under the shoulders. Push yourself to come up. Let's stand up now. Take 2 blocks if you have them, or some anything, jars, cans. And let's next do Parshvottanasana, which we've also done before. So stand up near the blocks, be in Tadasana, the mountain pose. So take a couple breaths to bring your body, to bring your mind, to bring your breath all into Tadasana, the mountain pose. And then go ahead and take the hands to the hips, step the left foot back, have both legs straight, stretch the big toe of the right leg forward, stretch the inner heel of the left foot both down and back. Square the hips. When you establish the legs, then come up the body, lift the chest, stretch the arms up. Look up. Firm that back leg. Press down the back heel. Stretch forward. Bring the hands to the blocks. Let's work on the concave version of this posture. That's why we want the hands up high right now, even if they can come lower. So that rather than being like this, we can open the front chest, take the dorsal spine in towards the front body. And then press the feet down, firm the legs, stretch the arms forward, and come up. And then turn to the side, bring the hands down, and let's go ahead and do the second side. So we'll start up near the blocks. Take the right foot back, straighten, firm, square the legs, the hips, open the chest, stretch the arms, and then come forward. Bring the hands down. Lift the front chest, stretch the body forward. Look up, look forward, whatever amount you can here. So I wanted us to work on this concave back action right now, because we need that concave back action for the next posture. The next posture I spoke of last week. I've said that Salamba Sarvangasana, supported all body pose or shoulder stand, is commonly known as the queen of the asanas. Now we are going to meet the king of the asanas. So press the feet, stretch the legs straight, firm the legs, lift, come up, turn to the side, bring the feet together. So one of the most important asanas of all asanas is nicknamed the king of the asanas. Sirsasana. Head posture or headstand. So we must become stable, secure, competent in our shoulder stand before we ever attempt headstand. So if you're still working on becoming comfortable in a shoulder stand, keep doing that. If you are comfortable in a shoulder stand, here's where we go next. So we learn headstand after shoulder stand. But then once we know how to do both of these very important asanas, we bring them into every practice. They should be the main focus of our yoga practice because of all the benefits that they bring. And they bring those benefits best together. But once we know them, once we're doing them, we always practice the headstand before the shoulder stand on any particular day. They can be done one after the other. You can do, typically what I will do is I'll do the headstand sometime during the practice, maybe at the beginning, maybe in the middle sometime, somewhere, maybe towards the end. If it's in the beginning or the middle, then I'll just keep going with my practice and then do the shoulder stand at the end of the practice. So anyway, I'm going to introduce Sirsasana now, headstand. We're going to give it a try. And then next week, we're going to come back with a much more detailed look at this important asana. So for now, just stay with me. Take a blanket, open it up near a wall. Have the crease of the blanket towards the wall. Take the knuckles up towards that wall and interlace the fingers all the way up to the webbing. Have the thumbs loose. have the elbows about shoulder width apart, not too wide, underneath the shoulders. Kneel up, stretch the arms. So lift the hands, stretch them forward into the wall. Lift the elbows, stretch them back. So you stretch the surface of the forearm that's on the blanket. Be on the edge of those bones, the wrist bones, the hand bones, that arm bone. Be on the edge of all those bones. Feel that you're on the inner edges of the elbow joints, not the outer edges. Come forward with the head. Lift the shoulders as you're placing the head between the hands. The crown of the head. So what do I mean, the crown of the head? To find the crown of your head, take your fingers to your ears, go straight up until the fingers meet at the top. That's the crown of the head. When you get the crown of the head down onto the blankets and then you're up into the posture, you should be looking straight across the room at eye level. If you're looking into the floor, you're too much on the front side of your head. If you're looking up when you're in your posture, you're too much on the back side of your head. So find that spot where the gaze can be straight ahead about eye level when you're in the posture, and that's the proper head positioning. So interlace the fingers, stretch the arms, get the elbows underneath you. Lift the shoulders as you bring the crown of the head to the blanket. Tuck the toes underneath you. You must be very strong in the arms. Press the arms into the blanket to keep the shoulders active and lifting away from the floor the whole time. Tuck the toes, lift the knees, straighten the legs. See, I'm on the tips of my toes here. Walk in. Here, you want to think of that concave back. Not let the back hit the wall as you walk in, and then either one leg or both legs hop up to the wall, and then again press the arms to straighten the legs up the wall. For Sirsasana, headstand, have the buttocks off of the wall. Don't let the buttocks lean into the wall. So just the backs of the heels. And then we want to learn to make time here in this posture. So at first, your first goal, like I said earlier in the past regarding shoulder stand, you want to be able to do 1 minute, then 3 minutes, then 6 minutes. Keep the arms pressing down, the shoulders lifting up. To learn to keep the weight out of the head and the neck for now. Stretch the feet up. So we're still doing Tadasana, the mountain pose, just now upside down on our heads. And then to come down, bend the knees into the chest. Take the feet off the wall and then straighten the legs, come down, and then scoot back from the wall and rest in Adho Mukha Virasana. So now if you couldn't do that, or you didn't want to do that, you didn't feel confident in it, we will come back and we will do this in much more detail next week. But for now, I want to show headstand, the king of the asanas. So one more time. Let's place the hands up near the wall, interlace the fingers to the webbing, stretch the elbows back beyond the edge of the hands, those bones, the wrist bones, the arm bones. Tuck the head in, lift the shoulders, lift the knees, lift the hips, walk in, and then kick up. And then stretch the legs. And then once again, bend the knees, remove the feet from the wall, come down, and walk back. And then now, since we always must do shoulder stand after headstand, let's go ahead and review and set up and do shoulder stand once again here. So take some blankets, 3 if you have them, 3 of these, yoga style blankets. You could also, as I said, use one big bedspread or one thick blanket. You could use a hand towel just for some padding for your head and shoulder and headstand. I'm making a shoulder stand setup here. Sitting on the block, adjusting the strap. Put it on one arm. Lie down over the blankets. Bring the feet over the head. Take the feet apart. Put on the strap as you maneuver the shoulder blades underneath you. Bring the hands to the back, the feet back together. And then lift up into shoulder stand. Make sure, Sirsasana headstand, it's a heating posture. It has certain benefits, certain effects. It partners with this posture, shoulder stand. This posture is a cooling posture, and it has complementary effects, and the 2 asanas together work together to bring the overall effects of the inversions to the yoga practice. So my point here now is however long you spend in your headstand, you have to spend that long in your shoulder stand that day to counteract the headstand. So make sure, that's why you have to build up the time in your shoulder stand, because once you get comfortable in the headstand, you will be able to build up time in it. And you have to match that time with your time in shoulder stand. And halasana, also plow pose, counts as shoulder stand. So here I took the feet down. Notice the tips of the toes are still on the floor for halasana, plow posture. And then let's take the strap off and roll out. So take the hands by the head, unroll the vertebra, keeping the head back. And then get the chest and the head on the same level. And you can just cross the legs at the ankles and relax. And then change the cross on the legs. So again, as I've already said here today, we will take another more detailed look at headstand, Sirsasana, and the ways to approach it, the ways to build strength and build confidence for the posture. And then one last thing I will say here now is that any yoga posture, it must be practiced in a sequence, in an intelligent, well thought out, well designed, with a purpose sequence that we're doing for our practice that day. So we don't just do one pose. We don't say, oh, I want to learn how to do headstand. So now that I know it, I'm just going to do headstand. No. The only way any of these postures work, the way that yoga works, is through the practice. All the postures must be sequenced so that you're not just doing that posture. And there are many days when I specifically have in my mind, I want to practice this asana today, whatever that asana is. So I'm going to design a sequence and put that posture into a sequence that now I'm working up towards that posture, and then I'm coming down with my nervous system from that posture. You know, so that's how we get the benefits of the posture, is by it being placed into a well-rounded yoga practice. So thank you for coming by. Thank you for practicing. We'll see you next week for a much more detailed look, especially if you were intimidated by this posture, Sirsasana. I will show you ways to approach it and develop the strength and the confidence for it. So namaskar. Guru Brahma, Guru Vishnu, Guru Devo Maheshvara, Guru Sakshat Param Brahma, Tasmai Shree Gurave Namaha. Shree Swami Samarth Maharaj Ki Jai. Shree Gurudev Datta, Shree Trimbakeshwar Maharaj Ki Jai. Ganga Godavari Mata Ki Jai. Sat Guru Param Puja Moridada Ki Jai. Shree Swami Samarth Guru Mauli Ki Jai.